The first warning signs were not what anyone expected. Not the sudden buildup of human warships along the border, not the fierce rhetoric from Earth's diplomats, not even the mysterious power signatures detected emanating from human space. So, warning was silence. Commander Vex of the Galactic Council's First Fleet had spent decades studying human behavior. He had learned their patterns, their tendencies, their predictable reactions to threats. Humans were always the loudest voices. In any council meeting, always demanding explanations, always challenging authority. But in the past 14 solar cycles, the human delegates had sat quietly in their designated chambers, speaking only when directly addressed. That's when we should have known, Vex would later tell the inquiry board, his purple exoskeleton, dimming with regret. Humans are many things, but silent is not one of them. The council had interpreted this change optimistically. The humans had finally learned their place in the galactic hierarchy. After centuries of military posturing and diplomatic bravado, Earth's representatives were showing proper deference to their more advanced neighbors. The Krell Empire celebrated with their traditional victory feast. The Zorthian collective began, planning trade routes through former human-controlled space. General Marcus had watched all of this from Earth's Deep Space Command Center. His weathered face showed no emotion as each alien species aligned themselves for what they believed would be humanity's inevitable submission. His senior staff maintained their posts in perfect silence, monitoring communications, analyzing fleet movements, running final systems checks on Project Prometheus. "Sir," Lieutenant Kate finally spoke, breaking months of near silence in the command center. "All systems show green. Phase 1 is complete." Marcus nodded slowly. "How many habitable worlds did the aliens claim are under human protection?" 47, sir. They've given us 1 lunar cycle to evacuate to our designated reservations. And they truly believe we'll comply? Their assessment shows a 98% probability of human surrender, sir. They've calculated our military disadvantage at considerable odds. Marcus almost smiled. Almost. What the aliens never understood, Lieutenant, is that humans don't calculate odds when survival is at stake. We calculate solutions. For the past 7 years, while human diplomats had smiled and nodded in council chambers, human scientists had been working in facilities buried miles beneath Earth's crust, while alien strategists had been dividing up human colonies like pieces. On a board game, human engineers had been solving problems that physics had declared impossible. The Krell had faster-than-light drives. Humans had been building something better. The Zorthians had graviton weapons. Humans had found a way to reverse entropy itself. "Initiate Phase 2, Marcus ordered quietly. Across human space, the changes began. They were subtle at first, minor, disruptions to alien monitoring stations, brief moments of interference in their communication networks. The aliens' advanced sensors picked up energy readings, but nothing conclusive, nothing immediately threatening. By the time they realized what was happening, it was already too late. The human fleet didn't attack with conventional weapons. They didn't need to. Project Prometheus had torn a hole in the fundamental fabric of spacetime itself, creating a localized field of accelerated entropy around every alien military installation simultaneously. Admiral Zinn of the Krell Empire's Grand Fleet watched in horror as her flagship's hull began to age rapidly, years of decay compressed into moments. Centuries of corrosion played out in heartbeats. Within hours, the most advanced warships in the galaxy were little more than dust and memory. But the humans didn't stop there. "Sir," came another report, to General Marcus. "Alien civilian populations are requesting asylum. They're abandoning military opposition." Marcus had prepared for this moment too. Grant them sanctuary, all of them, no reprisals. This was what truly broke the alien coalition. They had expected genocide, expected enslavement, expected the brutal retaliation they would have delivered themselves. Instead, they found themselves guests in human homes, their children playing in human schools, their cultures preserved in human museums. The trial of the former council leaders was held on Earth, in a newly constructed chamber that incorporated architectural elements from all known species. Humans served as both prosecutors and defenders, ensuring fair trials for those who had planned humanity's subjugation. Commander Vex stood before the tribunal, no longer in military command, but as a witness to history. "We calculated every variable," he testified. "Human military strength, economic resources, population distribution. We had models predicting every possible human response to our ultimatum." Chief Judge Williams, formerly a small-town lawyer from Nebraska, adjusted his glasses and asked the Itamir question that would define the new galactic order. "And yet you didn't predict the one thing that actually mattered." "Why not?" "Because, Your Honor," Vex answered quietly, his exoskeleton shifting to the deep blue of profound regret. "We never understood that humans see problems not as barriers but as invitations to prove what's impossible." The new Galactic Federation, with its headquarters on Earth and its governing council representing all species as equals, would later establish a holiday to commemorate what historians called the Silence. Not to celebrate human victory, but to remember the moment when the galaxy learned that sometimes the most dangerous opponent is the one who stops talking and starts thinking. And in the years that followed, when young beings of any species faced impossible challenges, their elders would tell them the story of how humans saved the galaxy, not by getting louder, but by getting smarter. "Remember," they would say, "when humans go silent, it means they're solving a problem. And when humans solve a problem, the universe itself had better be ready for what comes next."